Bam. So you just like to.
I can't hear your music. It doesn't come through my
I'm
computer,
sorry,
but
it's not very loud. It's the drum roll. Because then you just like rock out. I don't know. See, it's just one of those things, back in the day, before I was trying to make this podcast, I came up with many different ways and things to think about music. How do I want it to look? Well, I want to make it a fun studio. You don't have to sit next to me, but you're going to be close to me because we're going to touch each other anyway. We're going to welcome you
yeah.
back to Pinky's Powerhouse Podcast, right? And this we are doing this month. We got I'm sorry. Howdy and welcome to Pinky's Powerhouse Productions podcast. My name is Tanya, aka Pinky. When life kicks you in the gut or slaps you in the face, how do you get back up? What motivates you or inspires you to find the passion and energy to fight and be heard, to taking back your life and then showing others how to inspire and reclaim their own power? Let's dive in. This week's guest, right? We have Pamela Gort. Yeah, she is a podcaster and an entrepreneur, but she also lives here in San Diego. She's a mom. So I just want to say, hold on just a minute. I'm trying to get to my music here. We want to say thank you, Pamela, for being here today. Just one second. Pamela for being here today. Yay!
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
I know that the world is complex, but I know that there's been a lot of things that I've been impressed about you since I've known you and met you, about the things that you've done in your life and how you accomplished them, and then you trying to inspire others in your stories. So I would love for you, please tell us more about you.
Oh my gosh, I don't know where to start, but I know one of the things that attracted you to having me on your podcast was my Blingzy business, and that is Blingzy. So think of bling, your jewelry, and ZY, like a breezy or windy, lots of jewelry. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute. But I was inspired to come up with this product because I started traveling a lot for work. This was when I was in corporate America working in biotech and pharmaceuticals. I used to wear a crucifix that my mom gave me, but all my friends would give me jewelry. And I'm like, okay, I got to start wearing jewelry. So I got so into jewelry that when I went on a business trip, I wanted to take a different piece to wear every day. And I bought like these little jewelry bags and pouches, all kinds of things, but none of them worked. They made my jewelry more difficult to wear because things got tangled, or it was just a jumbled mess, or it took too long to like pack it. You had to hook it and snap it. And I'm like, there's got to be a better way. You know that old saying, build a better mousetrap? So one day I was in my kitchen and I was like, it's just got to be a better way. And I was on one of those creative think things. I was cleaning out my kitchen drawers and I put that grippy shelf paper in there. And instantly I went, boom, that's it.
Holder.
That grippy shelf paper would work. So I figured out a way to put fabric around it, put some ties on it, and I made a prototype. And I started traveling with it. And it worked really well. And actually, I'm not a sewer at all. So I glued it together and it still didn't look too bad. But the product worked. It served its function. It was so functional. The best part, it was so easy to use. You just lay your jewelry out, roll it up like a sushi roll or a taco, tie the two ties, throw it in your suitcase, your briefcase, and you're ready to go. And that way I got to travel with lots of jewelry. And one day I said, I wonder if this could help save the world. Now, I know that's a lofty goal. I wasn't actually saving the world, but I decided that I wanted to have this product made. I wanted to sell it. I wanted to make some money, but most importantly, I wanted to help somebody. Well, when I invented this, this was around the time that a movie called Taken came out. Do you remember that movie with
Yes,
Liam Neeson?
yes,
Taken?
his daughter. Yes, I watched that. Yes.
Yeah, well, at that time, I didn't have my daughters. I'm a foster mom to two daughters. They were 16 and 3, and they're now 18 and 30. But at the time, I just could not believe this thing about human trafficking. And way back then, everyone thought it happened in other countries, but it didn't happen here. So I felt like, number one, I could educate with this product. I could find women to sew for me, and I could pay them and donate back to the organization. So I went on a quest to find an organization that had people who wanted to sew, and I wanted to do it locally. Well, I was volunteering for a women's organization for a while, and I went to them first. But they said, we don't have anybody that sews. So I'm like, oh my gosh, where do I go now? And this story is going to grab you because what this story shows you is how the universe is always listening. The next day, well, I put it out in the universe. I said, find me sewers to sew my product, someone that I can help. And the next day, our neighborhood was having a garage sale. So I'm out there with my little coffee cup, have my stuff on the driveway, and I went next door to my neighbor before the garage sale even started. But my neighbor wasn't in the driveway. These two women were in the driveway. They had a table. They had some raspberries, fresh raspberries for sale, some Swiss chard, some other vegetables, and these sewn tote bags. So I started talking to them and they started telling me, about their garden and then their tote bags. And I'm like, who are you ladies? And what are you doing in my neighbor's driveway? So they introduced themselves as Sister Sheila and Sister Jean. They worked at a safe house for trafficked women, and their women sewed the tote bags. So, bingo, instantly I was like, oh my gosh, I might have found my sewers. I told them a little bit about what I was doing. I said, let's meet for coffee. So, a week later, we met for coffee. I presented the idea, and they said, I think we have a few women in our house who sew. So, we'll go ask them. And if they say yes, we'll come back and let you know. So, four women, and these were women who are living here in the US, who were recovering from the horrific thing that they experienced. They were recovering at a safe house, which was located in San Diego. They were from Indonesia, Costa Rica, Ethiopia, and I'm blanking on the last place, four different countries. And they became my sewers. Currently, I do not have a sewer, but I have a lot of blingzies still available, and I'm looking for a similar situation. But the coolest thing is they love the idea. So I sold these blingzies for many years, and I'm just going to show you what one looks like. This is it kind of flattened, and here it is rolled up, and you put lots
Beautiful.
of.
I love it. I love the tapestry. It almost looks like they're making rugs sort of, but at a smaller scale because it's still art, the container itself.
Well, this is my personal one, and this is a
Okay.
fabric I love, but I have them in all different colors, different fabrics. It's kind of cool. But the magic of Blingzy is that grippy liner, which holds your jewelry, keeps it from getting tangled, makes it easy to pack.
Yeah, but in
So
my view, to me, the thing is that the for Blingzy, I have to just say is that you went from one mind and one person to a beautiful idea to helping share and save other women so they can empower themselves. So to me, I just think that's like a totally like slam dunk home run win story.
yes. So the cool thing is the metaphor is this saves your jewelry. And when you get one, you're helping to save a life
And
and
that will be
spread the word. Because I would include a bookmark on each one, which told the story of the woman who sewed it. And on the other side, told the story of the safe house.
well, that's a
Now,
great idea.
Sister Jean and
That's
Sister Sheila
brilliant.
are now retired. They live up somewhere near Sacramento. They're in their mid 70s now, the coolest nuns I've ever met. I went to Catholic school my whole life, and some of those nuns were not super nice, but I'm sure they were good people, in their essence. But these nuns were super amazing and just loved working with them. So that's the story of Blingzy. And that to me is how if you have an idea for something, whether it's something you want personally or something you feel the whole world might need, go for it because you just never know what might happen with it.
Well,
And if
there's a void, you want
right,
to fill it. You're like, okay, I can do this better and I can eliminate you and I'm going to look better. So let me do this. Just like
yeah,
I have an
and
idea, I would love to start a rent a horse business for rodeo because I would love to compete on a horse. more and more events for rodeo. And, that's my goal. I don't know when that will happen, but that's, my dream. I'm putting it out there. So I understand those things. You look at that and you're like, how can I make that happen? Let's make a horse charity. So that way, that basically every rodeo, that money is when you're renting that horse, that goes to help another rescue horse or something like that. I don't know, something of that nature. But those how those types
Totally. Totally. And I think every single business, especially a business run by a woman, that every single business could find some way to help others, whether it's related to their business or auxiliary. Could be a local thing, it could be something small, it could be something that ends up being way bigger. But it's like the ripples, you put a little pebble in, and after a while, it just gets bigger. In the early part of this whole thing coming to play, I remember talking to some of my friends who were like, "Oh, well, human trafficking, it's not really a big deal in this
San
country." And
Diego's unfortunately a very big hub, and that's how can we stop people from that? Why are people still being slaves in this day and age?
yes, excuse me 1 minute, my puppy needs to come up here again.
It's all
There
right.
she is. This is Miss Callie. She is
Aw,
my little, I've had her since COVID. She's a little rescue, and she's taking good care of me after my surgery. So she's a
everybody deserves
sweetheart.
somebody to love, even when it's a fur baby and licks you. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. So that is something that I'm really super proud of. I mean, I spent my whole career in pharmaceuticals and biotech, and part that a lot of people complain and criticize that industry, but I worked in HIV for a big portion of it. So I got to work with my people. As a gay woman, I got to be out there with my gay community in a lot of different ways, and mostly to help people understand that these drugs will help you stay alive. And we took a death sentence. I mean, HIV turned to AIDS back in the late 80s,
Babies.
and it wasn't looking too good. And the drugs that the pharmaceutical industry came up with basically allowed people to live a regular life instead of having that death
Well, now we
sentence.
have PrEP and all of that, so I don't still between cancer and HIV. I don't know why there's not a cure because they're too many still making too much money for all of these particular things.
Well, if they are looking at a cure, but it will be very, very expensive because these things are not really easy to fix. But I think that if there is a cure, it will come out eventually and hopefully be cost effective.
Well, also too, the
So,
thing is, so I questions that I have for you is basically, tell me how did you grow up? Like, where did what gave you the compassion, or be like, I need to be knee deep in this, kind of like obviously if you were in the top for the AIDS, because it was really the OG lesbians that were carrying the community through that crisis. So I mean you have so many stories we could talk on 5 episodes. I'm just saying, trying to
yeah, well, so I grew up in a Catholic family, typical Catholic family, went to Catholic school, went to church. My parents were volunteers. They always helped. They were always kind. They I think showed us the way to be in life. And I mean, it wasn't perfect, but I believe that that kind of upbringing helped me to also give back. And I always look for ways to give back to my community, my small community, my larger community. And it's
hence why
funny.
you inspire people, because if you plant that seed, then look at beautiful garden you can come back and see. I just
Yeah, funny story. Um, well, not that this isn't the funny part, but after my mom passed away, my sisters and I went back home and we went through everything to help my dad out. And uh, we noticed that my mom had enough address labels for 100 lifetimes. And if, in the old days when we used to send out letters, and if you donated to an organization, they would send you address labels. It had your name on it.
he was got this one
So
human rights campaign. Yeah.
everything. I mean, my mom gave to the American Cancer Society, leukemia, lung cancer, every American Indian organization, all of the Native American organizations in the United States knew her probably by her first name. And I have a huge drawer of my own as well. So, like mother, like daughter. But I kind of grew up with that. And we used to have the nuns and priests over to our house. Funny stories. My dad used to get them drunk. But, it's I think I grew up
We
in
got a
a
well-rounded
time
childhood. You learned
where
a lot.
family was important and helping people was important too, if you could.
Okay, so
And
what made you decide to start changing also? Because you wear many hats and many umbrellas, and you're also a podcaster yourself, but you talk about lesbian relationships or love. How did you get into that?
Well, when something really bad happens in your life, you have a choice whether you're gonna get angry and stay angry or change things. And so I had two long-term relationships, but after my first long-term relationship, which ended very difficultly for me, it was on the tail end of, they say there's like 10 life crises that can happen in your life. I think I had five or six of them at once. Lost my relationship, lost a cat, lost a dog, lost a parent,
Wow.
lost my job, moved to another country. I lived in Canada. And let's see, there had to be one other thing in
Good.
there.
Dang,
That,
girl.
that was
Dang.
enough, right? And I mean, most people would fall down and like
Look
start
at you.
crying.
Stand right back
I
up.
felt I felt numb. I felt numb, but when I went to Toronto, I moved to Toronto and it was a wonderful experience. It was like a fresh start. I got transferred up there. Things were really good for me and I thrived up there. And when I came back, uh, back to San Diego, back to my house and everything, I just kind of picked up my life. And I got into another relationship, which is the one that got me my two daughters. And after that one ended, they were both long-term relationships. I learned a lot about relationships. And I learned that if you hang on to that resentment, that you're just going to be poisoning yourself. It's that quote that says resentment is like drinking poison yourself, but expecting the other person to die. And when I read that quote, I was like, so I'm basically poisoning myself, and she doesn't even know this is going on. I stopped it right then, and I started reading every book I could get my hands on. I started creating, information pieces for women that if we're going to be angry at our ex, we're never going to find someone. We're never going to find the right person. So we have to let that all go. We have to
A lot of
work through
therapy.
that. Yeah, whatever you want to do to let it go. You could let it go like that without even needing therapy. But letting it go is important. And that all came together after a very, very crucial time of a lot of sadness in my life.
Horse riding a horse is very therapeutic too, and it's way better, way cheaper. Just saying.
Yes, horses are amazing
The
emotional
amazing, mystical,
partners.
beautiful animals. All right.
They are.
So where are you going from here? Like, I mean, okay, because you sound like, I know you have to focus on you and you got a lot of things going on right now. Where are we going to see you next? What is your ideas? I mean, nobody's going to steal them. I'm not, copyright all this or whatever. But what is it? What are your passions? Where do you want to go from here?
Well, so I'm really focusing on my lesbian love coach business. I'm a certified mental fitness coach. And mental fitness is where you literally rewire your brain for a completely different way of thinking. See, when I talk to most people who are dating, they're all in the negative space. It's like, oh, it's awful out there. I hate the dating websites. Everybody lies. Everybody's playing games. But when we go into it like that, that's exactly what we're going to experience it. So why are people thinking that way? Well, they've had some bad situations happen and they think everything's going to be bad. Or their families from the past, either there was a lot of divorce or cheating, and they think that's the way everyone is. So we have to rewire that thinking.
Well,
And
dating
I
sites do
have,
suck. They're all basically trying to support a family in Ghana. Though I don't even, I'm single and I don't use them. I'm just saying, you want to go out and
yeah,
meet the right person.
yeah, I mean, there's so many ways to meet people. I run a meetup for lesbians up here in North County. And it's great when people come to these meetups, they get to meet other people, have friendships. We even have an emergency group for the women who are single and don't have family local. Like if
See,
they need to get to a doctor appointment and they can't drive or they don't have a car, somebody will step up and go, I'll help you out. And we all need support. And my program not only has this methodology foundation to build and rewire your brain, but build mental fitness and resilience, but also to do it in a community to see that everyone else is experiencing the same things, but we can all change. And then you might even find your partner through this program because people have already done the work. And it is work, it takes effort. But
but
if we don't
sometimes
do it, we're
the
just going to be stuck
reward
in the
is
same
worth
hole.
more. That I mean, no matter how much work you put into it, the reward is so much at a higher level than what the work you had to put into it.
Absolutely, Pinky. And one of the things too is I started, along with my podcast, which gives advice and direction and guidance, I started something called the Lesbian Luminary Series. It's part of the Lesbian Love Podcast. And once a month is my aim to provide to bring in somebody, a lesser known person that you might not have heard about, but I heard about, or someone tells me about someone, and I say, wow, this person is incredible, and they're really giving to our
You.
community. And then I interview them, and they get their information out there, their insights into the world. One is a woman who teaches women's sports history. She's brilliant, and her name's Dr. Bonnie Morris. She's amazing. She's actually going to be coming to San Diego soon to do a one-woman act, act about the women's professor. Kind of cool. And
Okay.
then I've also interviewed Marianne Horton, who's a local trans woman who will blow your mind with some amazing information that could change someone's beliefs too about trans people. And I mean, she came from her heart, and I was just so blessed to get to interview her. I'm
Exactly.
going to be
Hand
interviewing
up, not a handout.
Yeah, Suzanne Westenhofer. I'm going to
She's
interview her, and
awesome. I love
she's
her.
coming down here at the end of August to do a live show as a fundraiser for our North County Center. So I'm really
Oh,
excited
that's
about
awesome.
that.
That's the first time I'm hearing about that because I love her. I love, well, we have Women on a Roll, Andrea. She does a lot of online stuff for women and a lot of trips. I mean, I tried to interact with women all over California and, United States.
Yeah. So
Or
seeing
even
Suzanne live is the best because she's got so much
she was
great
also in Palm
energy.
Springs. Usually she's there for Dinah.
Yeah, the Dinah, which is now called something else, I think,
It's called the Dinah, but
It still is? Okay.
it's this. This is the last year Mariah Hansen is actually producing it. She's been doing it for 32 years. She's.
Okay. I went to something in April that was done by uh who's the Corday? Corday up in Long
Jennifer
Beach.
Corday, she's always usually she comes down to San Diego even for Pride and actually does singing. She does a lot in LA and Long Beach because she's from Long Beach. So she does a lot of singing. She's got a following. She's had so many records, but she's been producing her own music. So yes,
Yeah.
powerful
And
women that you
yeah,
share
there are
stories with.
so many women doing amazing things for our community and beyond. And we need to get that word out
Dana
because
Goldberg. I mean, we got lots of people.
yes,
Sandra Falls she just closed out Women Got Curves on Broadway in New York City, and she's a famous comedian. Like there's so many powerful women that are leading us, and hopefully that we can all see when we bond together, like the Dyke March, where we can go. And so again, the sky's the limit, and sharing these inspiring stories is what matters.
that's right. So much, so much.
Is
It's
there
funny
anything else?
earlier.
Sorry, what do you
Oh, I
like
was
to
just
do
gonna,
besides actually overthinking things and go, I got to do all of these things? Like, how do you find the energy? Because I'd be like, I need a cup of coffee or I need a pitcher of coffee if I'm going to hang around you because my book is going to be full.
well, I am so blessed that I have a ton of energy. The bad part is it's hard for me to fall asleep, but I do have a lot of energy all throughout the day. Although since my surgery, it's been a little slower as I'm healing. This little puppy of mine, I just love her, and I take her on 3 walks a day, and I get to meet my neighbors and hang out with my neighbors who are predominantly straight. And I get to, um, but my daughter, my 18-year-old daughter, over the past few years, she's kept me really busy chasing after a teenager, taking her everywhere, and then she gets her license, and now you're worried about everywhere she's going. My older daughter just got married, so I expect a
Aw.
grandbaby in the next few years um, that I would love to babysit, but not be taken care of full time like a lot of parents are having their parents do. Um, I was very, very athletically active, and I will be again. I'm a cyclist. I love riding, playing a little bit of pickleball, but haven't gotten into that too much. And you mentioned earlier about helping elderly people and stuff. I have a neighbor right across the street who I keep an eye on. She is going to turn 98 at the end of August, and we
Oh my
always have a
goodness.
birthday party for her.
That is
So,
awesome.
like our street, we go over there and celebrate with her.
My grandma lived to
So,
be 92. So, yeah, strong genes and it's the will to live.
yeah, yeah, I'd like to follow that with her. Earlier you mentioned about playing music, and I was thinking about one of the tips that I give women about when they're getting ready to go on a date, especially if they're a little bit like anxious. is to have a date playlist that you play that's high energy, gets you going, dancing in the mirror. So if you move your body, you get rid of all that anxiety energy, and then
That's
you
what
go
I do
into
for
that
the rodeo.
date.
I'm always dancing before my events because
Yeah,
that
you go
calms
into
me.
that date with positive energy and not anxious energy, and you're more approachable.
Well, music, it can transport you, it can motivate you, it can make you feel whether you want to cry or not. You know, things in music is very powerful too. So
Yeah.
how do you put them all together? Because again, a good playlist helps you get through all your work. So music motivates in so many ways.
Oh, yeah. What you play for your morning alarm, that's really important. You know, if you have music on your morning alarm, it gets keep you going. I have
I
some
got pink.
sexy jazz. I play sexy jazz music in the
Yeah,
morning.
whatever it is, so good. So, are you for your daughters? Are you involving them in some of your ideas, or are you trying to inspire them to have their own, or both? Sorry.
Well, when my kids were younger, I had them help me with the Blingzy business. I would sell it at local shows, and I would
Like
have
farmers markets or
either,
something like that.
and they would always come and help me out. But I remember my youngest daughter, she would take a basket of Blingsies and go around and sell them to all the vendors. And she would,
She's too
how
smart.
much do I,
Look, see?
she's a little
Motivate her.
entrepreneur. So right now she's started a swim lesson business, and she's teaching kids in the neighborhood how to swim.
See, okay, see, like mother, like daughter. But these are the little things how we can inspire not just the next generation, not just people close to us, but we can
Oh,
do this.
and I'm really proud of my oldest daughter. She works for an organization called, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking. Anyway, it's an organization that helps teenagers aging out of the foster system, helps them make sure they can get their license, get an apartment, learn how to do their checkbook. So she's giving back to the very people that have helped her get to where she is today.
See, so I just love you can make the beauty in the world. You can pull out the colors and look at everything. I just breathtaking. All the you can't describe beauty and when you're drawing your landscape, no matter and like you're a computer designer, things are just pop up and all of a sudden you have a town and you see it just like out of nowhere. That's your design. You're making that beautiful, making the world beautiful, and that's all we can ask for. There's many beautiful people like you.
Well, I think we thank you for that, but I think we can all inspire people out there in the world, like my daughter. I mean, I'm so proud of what she's doing, and she goes around to different groups to speak about this particular group organization that she works for that's in North County and also in San Diego. She loves what she's doing. She's doing really good at it. She's gotten a couple promotions. She's got a degree in psychology, so she's come a long way since she came to us when she was 16 and
And
has
think
made
having such a big deep root in North County, California, and doing so well with North County community. Because I know we really that's what I would love to do is bring more of the North County and San Diego together. But that's no, I'm not in any of that to control. But that would be awesome to see. So it's
so
just
what how can we do that, Pinky? Because we're always inviting our San Diego sisters up for events and stuff. Some of them come up. We get some people who come up, but everyone's like, "Oh, it's such a long drive." And
well, no, it's not.
you know,
Actually, Oceanside is very beautiful, and to me, I think that Oceanside is actually smaller than San Diego. You can get to a beach and live right on a beach. In San Diego, you can't do that unless you're renting the Airbnb. So, I mean, but that's just my interpretation. But I think it's
well,
beautiful to up there. But I don't know anybody to go up there and stay. So,
I'd love for you to come up for Suzanne Westenhofer. It's on Saturday, August 30th. It's at the Surf Club in Oceanside,
isn't that
which
where
is
Celeste actually
a,
sings too? Or no, that's the winery. Because I know that
it's
I go up and
a
see
block.
Celeste Barbier.
It's a
Barbier.
block from the beach. It's a block
Okay,
from the beach. So you're right there at the beach, and you should come up for that. It'll be in the evening, and it's
that's
going to be
beautiful.
really fun seeing Suzanne.
Well, I have to say I have to check my calendar for that, but I would really love to. I love Susan Westerhofer. I know that she'd probably remember me, but most of the time now I'm wearing the pink hat, so people know me as the pink hat. So, I would like to say thank you so very much for your presence, for your stories. Is there one thing besides us bring if we could bring San Diego and North County together? What would you like to accomplish? I don't know. It could be something that it's Okay, so I'm going to say share your insight and stories, but I just shared a goal. I don't know, it might take me the rest of my life to get on a horse, but what was something that you're feeling passionate about? Doesn't have to be monetary towards you back, but that you have an idea that you want to do.
I'd say to
Like how would
it has,
tell people um anybody can motivate anyone. It just takes these inspiring stories and how process it to yourself to want to
I
go
guess,
out and be passionate to make a difference in your own way.
a lot. Yeah, a lot of times I encourage people to get out there and connect with others. And there are a lot of people who are nervous to do that because they're not sure how they'll be perceived or what have you.
Anxiety or
But I have
COVID.
kind of a formula. Yeah, after COVID, a lot of us stayed in our little caves, but people are coming out more and more. My meetup group is growing back to the pre-COVID numbers. We're getting 35, 40 women at an event, which is great. And everyone says, "Oh, I showed up today because I crave connection." So connection is the key. And I have a quick formula for that. Easy ways to connect. Number one, smile. Wherever you go into the grocery store in the morning or into Starbucks, smile at everyone you see, and they will feel something from you. Connect. Say something to them. That would be taking the next step. Like, "Oh, wow, I love that color purple on you," or "Wow, oh, what drink did you order today?" Just something that allows you to have an exchange because you could be making a huge impact on somebody's day. The other thing would be to appreciate, and that would be appreciate your partner, the barista, anyone. Just say, "Thank you so much for what you do." And people love feeling appreciated.
We
Um,
don't hear enough of that.
also,
Yes.
Also, hugs. If you're comfortable giving someone a hug for like 2 or 3 seconds can mean the difference between someone feeling alone and disconnected from the world to someone feeling like another person cares. So, and then I think the last thing is gratitude. If we have gratitude every single day for even that we're able to take a breath without thinking, our heart beats without us having to tell it to. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. Just be grateful for the smell of the ocean, for the flowers, the scent, the food, the water, whatever it is, little things we can be grateful for. And you can't be angry when you're grateful, and you can't be sad. You can only be looking forward.
You
So
got to find a
smile,
balance.
connect, appreciate, hug, and have gratitude. Those would be the things that I would say if you do that every day, all the time, it's easy. I mean, it doesn't take money to do it. It doesn't take really a whole lot of effort. It's easy, and what it brings back to you will multiply multifold.
Planting seeds, share the love. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so
Definitely
very much. Right.
share
So I
them.
just want to take a minute here and I'd like to say thank you for listening and joining us today. Thank you so much, Pamela Gort from Blingzy and the Lesbian Love Podcast, for being our guest this month. Next month we have Benny Cartwright and Rick Cervantes from the San Diego. They are known as the junior mayors, Nicole for our Imperial Court. They have started the Hillcrest Honors. They have started Hillcrest Cleanup. They've done so much in our community. I'm so excited and to hear them and talk to them about what they do in our community and how we can inspire others to do other things in their communities too. So we hope you walk away inspired to create the difference you want to see in the world. Remember to share the love. See one, do one, teach one, and lead one. You are not alone. Pinky's Powerhouse Posse grows with every new listener. Follow us on Instagram and subscribe to it YouTube. So basically, Pamela, I would just like to say this right here. I'm so honored. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank
And you've already inspired me. And we're not bless you. And I know that you'll heal well. And I can't wait to see you for Suzanne. Right? So rock and roll. Have a blessed day. Remember, share the love, right? So,
Yes,
boom.
share the love. There we go.